having a village is very important in medical school. So if I'm not calling my mom, I'm calling my sisters, I'm calling my brothers. Like I said, I got 10 people in my family. I got a big old family, so I'm never alone. And really, really nice, expensive restaurants. Like I like to treat myself. At least 2 times a month, I'll make that trip solo dolo, just to
celebrate yourself.
Exactly.
He like, man, I'm in this Honda. I wish I could have a BMW. He's looking to the left and seeing the car at the light, but to the right is somebody who's at the bus stop who doesn't even have a car, who wish he even had a car.
Right.
And then this dude's at the bus stop looking at the Honda like, man, if I had that Honda, I gotta wait on the bus. Then there's somebody in a wheelchair wish he could walk.
Right.
So it's always, it can always be worse.
People that do something outside of medicine, once they start neglecting that side of them for school, that's when problems start happening.
Yep.
Things start stacking up, and then the mental health is just not there anymore.
Don't feel like you have to be perfect. Me and Hassan are here not because we're perfect, but we kept going in spite of not being perfect. So keep going.
Don't be afraid of one exam, because you're gonna take an exam every 2 weeks in med school, and even more than that. It's insane. So please don't be scared of one exam. Get it done.
Yo, it's BigGameCham. You know the name, the most authentic in the game. Welcome to episode 5 of my journey to medicine. And today's special guest is a Somali boy from Houston, Texas, who graduated from the illustrious Xavier University of Louisiana, XU. He also finished with his master's in medical physiology from Case Western Reserve in Cleveland, Ohio. In addition to that, he taught 4th grade science throughout 8-Leaf Independent School District in Texas. And a fun fact, he also has 10 siblings. He is a second-year medical student here at Howard University College of Medicine who is interested in gastroenterology and colorectal surgery. Our special guest is none other than Mr. Hassan Hassan. Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we could just get started. This show is about inspiring the youth, inspiring individuals who are interested into going to medicine. So, how's second year going so far? How's it going?
It's going. They picked up with the volume of information. Last year, we were just like memorizing simple facts and things of that nature. This year, it's more so pathophysiology, learning how things go wrong in the human body, and just trying to get ready for STEP.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So how do you feel? So, we both graduated from Xavier University of Louisiana, and Xavier is known for producing the most black doctors. And so I guess we could start off with that. How do you feel like, Xavier helped prepare you to be here, like to go through the path of medical school, to learn all the pathophysiology? How did that background at Xavier help you, prepare you to be ready for this moment?
Man, you don't remember them drill classes?
Oh yeah, nah.
Orgo, that GChem, man. That every week we had a big old quiz ready to go. So just using your weekends wisely, always staying busy. Xavier, they teach you don't mess around. Like you gotta study every day. And I think, you tell us, like, how does Xavier prepare you?
Yeah, definitely the same thing. I think the workload in medical school is very high volume. And time management is very key. And I think Xavier does a great job in preparing you early in how to manage your time. With quizzes, we took drill quizzes in general chemistry. We had quizzes every single week. Organic chemistry, quizzes every single week. Biochemistry, quizzes all the time. And that prepares you somewhat mentally for the mindset to be able to embrace it, to not be perturbed by the adversity, but to use it to catapult you to work even harder and be that much more productive with your time management. Which brings me to a second point with what me and Hassan are both, interested in and passionate about, is being able to also maintain a balance outside of school. Because at the end of the day, we definitely are here to become physicians, to grow not just as students, but also as young men, and to grow and develop outside of the classroom as well. And so I guess we could touch on that. What are some of your thoughts on, just balance and, managing life outside of medicine as well, and your other hobbies or interests and things of that nature.
You definitely got to be able to fill your cup back up. You got to make sure that you're recharged, rested, ready to go for the next day. So for me, if I had an extremely long day at class or clinical skills or something like that, first thing on my mind when I come back home is I gotta take a nap.
Facts.
Gotta take a nap. Gotta get something to eat. And once I feel rested and recharged, that's when I get that real study session going. And like that first study session of the day after classes is like my main study session. So I make sure that I get a cup of coffee, make sure my belly's full, and I make sure I get somewhere, not distracting or anything like that. And I just go. I go crazy and I study until, I feel tired or, I feel like I need a break. And if I do need a break, the only kind of breaks that I do is I'll step outside for a little bit and call my mom. I feel like, having a village is very important in medical school. So if I'm not calling my mom, I'm calling my sisters, I'm calling my brothers. Like I said, I got 10 people in my family. I got a big old family, so I'm never alone. And
a lot of numbers to dial. Somebody don't pick up.
Exactly. Even being out here for Thanksgiving break, man, I'm FaceTiming them, when they're cutting the turkey and everything like that. I hope you're doing that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's a little different, spending Thanksgiving from home. It's the first time I ever did that. I don't know about you, man.
Yeah, same, literally. I was on FaceTime my brother, I think, 2 or 3 times throughout the day. Well, like 2 or 3. Yeah, I called him earlier. Yeah. We watching the game, chopping it up. Then I ended up calling my mom, calling my pops. Then also come back again, call my brother again. Yeah.
On the way to dinner, my brother, he was calling me. He was in the car. He just wanted to make sure that I was doing good. There you go. So things like that.
Yeah. So that's definitely important. If you're watching, if you're listening, definitely make sure you have a village, because though we're the ones taking the MCAT exams, the Step 1 exams, the medical school exam, we can't do this alone. The journey is difficult, and it takes a village. Like Hassan said, it takes a village. And there's an African proverb. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together.
Gotta go as a
team. Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. And I think that's something I'm big on. Like you said, the village. I think we're able to accomplish and things, but it's not possible without a village. Without our village, without that support system, we wouldn't be where we are probably today. So
exactly.
I'm similar. After I come home from class, I like to eat. So I usually don't eat breakfast. So I just go straight to class. But then when I get back, I'm lunch. Like we have class probably like 8 to 12. At 12, I need to give me some lunch just to, like you said, get some fuel, like to feel ready. And then I rest too, so I put like an hour timer, and within that hour I watch YouTube videos, watch old sports highlights from the night before that I couldn't see. Like I just chill for an hour. Like
I missed that Super Bowl last year. We had the SF2 fund.
Oh damn!
Yeah, I hope they don't do that for y'all. So.
Yeah, hope
Kendrick's whole halftime. It's like that. You gotta make sacrifices.
Yeah. So I watch sports or whatever, and then after that, then I get to it. So but sacrifice is definitely something that you have to make. You have to be willing to say no. That's another big thing that I've learned. Through matriculation, through medical school, and even college. Like, you can't make every party, you can't make every happy hour, you can't make every event. And so, what is some advice that you would give to someone who maybe struggles with saying no? I think sometimes, nowadays with the social media era, and sometimes we could think we're missing out. Like, I couldn't make the function, I couldn't make the party. So, like, what would you tell that pre-med that may be listening, or that student that may be listening, that may struggle with saying no and making sacrifices and along their journey?
I would tell them, get comfortable with feeling that FOMO sensation, that fear of missing out. Me and Cham, we're walking to school on Saturdays and Sundays where everybody else is partying, having fun. And we got a terrible expression on our face, but we know we got to get work done. We know that's what's gonna put food on the table. So sacrificing that kind of stuff, is very important if you want to make it far. So specifically what I do is because I have my homeboys. They're always texting me on the weekend. Yo, come out. You know, we got
Pull
this
up.
little function going on.
Women there.
You Greek too, so it's
we
different. But honestly, bro, I just put my phone on Do Not Disturb, bro. Because like once you start responding to that, oh, I can't make it. They're gonna pressure you. So I'm not responding to nothing, bro. You gotta treat it as a job. That's the best advice I could give you. Just act like you don't see it and text them the next day. Say, oh, you know, I had this, that, and third going on. You know, how to lock in. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, same thing. I definitely put my phone on Do Not Disturb and just zone out. Just really, you gotta zone out.
Right.
Most recently, we had homecoming at Xavier, and I couldn't make it because of Centennial. Couldn't make it. And man, there was people texting me, calling me, people on Instagram, man, where you at? I'm like, hey,
you
bro.
just graduated from
Yeah.
man.
And so,
Mrs. Xavier too.
Man, it would have been so turned, bro. But everything happens for a reason. And it's crazy because actually we had a practice exam that Saturday. So the Saturday I would have been in New Orleans at Tailgate. We had a practice exam because we had 2 exams that Monday. On the practice exam, I ended up failing that practice exam, but I passed the actual exam on Monday. But had I not taken that practice exam on Saturday and saw my weak areas and points where I needed to adjust, who knows? Me being outside and having fun at Tailgate on Saturday, I may have came back to DC on Monday. I might have not performed as well as I needed to for my actual exam. So I think, being able to say no and also, putting your phone on Do Not Disturb and understanding that though you may be missing out on one area, you're not missing out on another area. So that's one thing that helps me mentally is like, okay, I am saying no to this, but that means I'm saying yes to this.
Right.
So I remind myself of my why and what I am saying yes to. When I'm saying no to the instant gratification, I'm saying yes to doing well in my exam. I'm saying yes to taking the steps in the right direction towards my future. I'm saying yes to, building the right habits so I can be productive and effective and efficient. So I that's one way that I look at it. But I definitely, like we said, lean on your village, and I also lean on God. So I pray. I'm not the most religious, but I'm very spiritual. I pray a lot, and I trust that God is guiding my steps. And go from there.
Big facts. I'm also very religious. I mean, I try to. I try to pray every day, if possible. We have to do like 5 different prayers in Islam. So it's kind of difficult getting to it because it's at different times of the day. But I try to at least get a couple in, just to show that I'm grateful. I feel like we're in such a we prayed for this. We prayed for this. We struggled to get to this position. So I feel eternally grateful just to sit where I'm at. Learning about how to make people feel better, learning for our future patients. I feel like there's nothing better than that. So I feel grateful.
Yeah, facts. That's a great point. Gratitude is the best attitude. And I think sometimes in our quest, in our journey, in our everyday striving for our goals and different things, we can forget that. Like you said, we can forget that we prayed to be where we are right now. And I think that's something I actually struggled with a lot of times throughout my life, being so goal-oriented and looking towards the next goal. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do it. Then I realize sometimes I forget to just sit in the moment and actually be grateful for, hey, I prayed to be here, like not being so caught up in what's next and how can I elevate and be better with my goals, and I need to work out, and I need to, just being so like, sometimes you got to just sit back and be grateful. And that's something that I think is important. If you're watching, if you're listening, be grateful and be a good steward of the small things. When you do good with the little, you get blessed with a lot. So be grateful for what you have, because, and this is a quote that I came up with. The common quote is, comparison is the thief of joy.
Big time, yeah.
But also I came up with a quote that comparison can also be a thief of complaining. And here's why. Because comparison is a thief of joy because people compare themselves to people that are quote unquote doing better than them. and they lose their happiness.
Right.
But comparison can also cause you to complain less, because you can see somebody that you think you have it rough, but you can see somebody who really has it rough, and you say, okay, I need to stop complaining. I need to be grateful.
Right.
So I think that's another thing, understanding being grateful, because as hard as it may be, as difficult as the journey, it could always be worse.
Big time.
It could always be worse. There was a video, I forgot who it was, but he was talking about, there's a dude who pulls up to the red light. He got a Honda, but he looked to his left, dude got a BMW. And he like, man, I'm in this Honda. I wish I could have a BMW.
Exactly.
But he's looking to the left and seeing the car at the light, but to the right is somebody who's at the bus stop who doesn't even have a car, who wish he even had a car.
Right.
And then this dude's at the bus stop looking at the Honda like, man, if I had that Honda,
Right.
I gotta wait on the bus. Then there's somebody in a wheelchair wish he could walk.
Right.
So it's always,
yeah,
but we're so caught up in, oh man, I got this Honda. Oh man, I got to wait at the bus. Oh man, and not being grateful for what we do have. Because it's easy to see what you don't have.
Right.
But what about what you do have? If you have a village, you have friends, you have family, you have your health, you have, breath, life. You can breathe. You know what I'm saying? The little things, that's priceless. So, like Hassan said, gratitude is key. Gratitude is very important. And so, along that note, like, what are some things that you do to just keep your spirits up, like hobbies outside of medicine? Like, I know we kind of touched on sports or different things, but like music, is there any extra, like what's some other things?
A big thing for me is I like to try like really, really nice, expensive restaurants. Like I like to treat myself. At least 2 times a month, I'll go, if it's Michelin star or if it's like super expensive, over in Virginia, Alexandria, I'll make that trip solo dolo, just, to
Celebrate
treat myself.
yourself.
Exactly. Just to make myself feel good. What about you?
I like music. I definitely would say music is like something that I like to listen to get my mind off of work or just like school, like working hard and studying is just, man, I'm just putting on some R&B. I might listen to some old R&B, listen to some rap, listen to old rap.
That's too distracting for me.
Yeah.
I start spitting out the lyrics. I gotta put on something with no sound, like no lyrics.
Yeah. So like, listen to music. I like sports. Grew up playing basketball, so even though I don't play competitively like I did when I was younger, I like to watch highlights. Anthony Edwards, Stephen Curry, John Morant, LeBron, and all them, seeing them go at it. And then football highlights as well. College football season going on right now. Shador just got in. Shout out to Shador. So just different thing, watching the Browns, watching the Ravens, Texans, everybody. So I like sports, and then music, and then also just spending time like we talked about with the village. So calling my parents, calling my brother, keeping up, texting with some of my friends from college, from Royal Court, different things. So that's definitely some hobbies, some things that get our mind off medicine. So
can I ask you this, Jay?
Oh yeah, yep. Have
you had a moment of burnout yet? Because you're halfway through M1. Can you tell me of a time you had like some serious burnout or anything like that?
Yeah, well, my first my real experience with burnout was that freshman? I think that was sophomore year at Xavier. Oh. That's when I was really, at Xavier, that's when, I think that was, I want to say freshman year, spring semester.
GChem 2?
GChem 2 and GChem 2 lab. I remember I had failed like some lab quizzes. And I was just going so hard, and I was just so, I had started I had a new diet. I'm gonna go vegan, I'm gonna discipline myself. I just was going so hard, and that's when I felt it. I just hit a wall to where like, I was neglecting those other habits. I was neglecting, working out or watching sports or things of that nature, and I felt it. And I remember I was calling my pops, and he was like, man, you gotta reward yourself. You can't go so hard like that, right? You can't go so hard. Right. And so now as an M1, to answer your question, I haven't felt that I haven't allowed myself to get to that point to where like I'm just so like I have had points to where I have overstudied I pushed myself and done bad on a quiz.
Right.
Because I thought that I stayed up late to let me study a little bit more, let me go to bed, wake up early, study some more. But I wasn't even cognitive. I wasn't functional. Mm-hmm. And I failed quizzes that I think have been due to neglecting my other hobbies. So I think for me, I definitely need to put in the work, but I can't neglect my other hobbies. Cause like you said, I think at the beginning, like you can't pour from an empty cup. So it's like whenever I find myself being depleted and being exhausted and just going so hard, I that's when I rest. And I don't guilt myself or feel bad about resting, because I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, we can just do our best. And if I go so hard, I don't want to burn out too much.
Right.
To answer your question, I know that was long.
No, that was good, man.
But yeah, I haven't had like a burn, but I have had bad performances due to neglecting my other hobbies. So,
right.
Yeah.
So one thing I noticed with the people from my year especially, but like the creative people, the people that are artists or, you know, influencers, that people that do something outside of medicine, once they start neglecting that side of them for school, that's when problems start happening.
Yep.
Things start stacking up.
Yep.
And then the mental health is just not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, because there's a lot of people that are creatives out here. Like, if you like limit that side of that creativity, if you stifle it, that productive side of you is not going to be there. That's just the truth of things. That's your outlet. That's your release. So make sure you keep, you stay on that, because if you neglect it, it's not a good recipe.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, so I guess we can wrap up the video. I'll say maybe one last question that we can both answer is,
Absolutely.
What is like one, piece of advice that you would, just a general piece of advice that you would give to a pre-med student that may be listening? It could be, I know we already dropped a lot of gems, and you dropped a lot of gems just now. But if you had one more that you could add that you may have not mentioned already today, that can be in terms of for somebody that's struggling maybe through the application process, that may be studying with organic chemistry or classes, that may be dealing with time management or balance, like what is just one piece of advice on any of those subjects that you would like to give to them?
I'm gonna give them a piece of advice that I was actually given my last year at Xavier. Simply put, just take your MCAT. Just take the MCAT. Don't be scared of it. That was something that I was very scared of. And I remember I was senior year at Xavier. I was delivering pizza to LSU med school. And I remember I ran into a med student there. And I was like, yeah, man, like, I want to be in your position. I was hyping him up and everything. And I let him know, like, what's something that I could do today that could get me to your position in LSU med? And he was like, dude, just take your MCAT. I could tell, just like you, I was the same way as you. I was scared of that exam and I pushed it off. I kept pushing it off. And even personally, I pushed it off for years. Don't be afraid of one exam, because you're gonna take an exam every 2 weeks in med school. And even more than that, it's insane. So please, don't be scared of one exam. Get it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great advice. I like that.
What about you?
My advice would be, I would say, it's okay not to be perfect. None of us are perfect anyways, and you can't be perfect. So don't put so much pressure on yourself to be perfect. Because I think sometimes within the application process, or with just being a pre-med, we put so much stress on ourselves to get the perfect scores or to get the perfect application and type the perfect personal statement and the perfect. But at the end of the day, you can't be perfect. That doesn't mean just give up, but that just means do your best, but live with the results. Let God handle the rest. Don't stress over trying to be perfect and have everything right. And oh man, my application has to be perfect. Oh, I gotta ask for a letter of recommendation. What do I say? I have to say ask for in the perfect way. Just stressing yourself out. Exactly. I think I stressed myself out more than I needed to, stressing over trying to be as perfect as I could. And I finally felt a sense of relief as I got older, because I released that pressure off of myself to be perfect. So don't feel like you have to be perfect. Me and Hassan are here not because we're perfect, but we kept going in spite of not being perfect. So keep going. You don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Keep going, and you'll be in our shoes one day, and you'll be just continuing to grow and develop, and you'll be good. So yeah, man. I appreciate your time. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see next, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.